You will stay the longest here.
Tonight's chapter is not about the house itself, but about what the house shows you once it has you alone. Some nightmares don't come from spirits or demons. They come from your own mind, fed, twisted, and amplified by something hungry. If you're still here, prepare yourself, because in Petersburg's haunted house, the boys aren't just lost, they're being studied. The story continues. The house had separated them, dragged each boy screaming into a different hallway, and in the suffocating dark where even sound felt swallowed, the first to rise to his feet was Aaron. Aaron, the hallway that watched. Aaron breathed hard, trying to calm himself. The walls around him pulsed, slow and rhythmic, not like a heartbeat, more like breathing. He whispered, "Hello? Anderson? Johnson? Williams?" No answer, but the hallway answered. Click. A series of glowing yellow eyes appeared along the walls, opening one by one, blinking, focusing on him. Not human eyes. Eyes shaped like slits, eyes that bulged forward, wet and reflective. Dozens of them, watching him. Then a voice whisper crawled along the walls. "You asked about this house. Now it asks about you." A cold pressure wrapped around his neck, not choking him, but tilting his head, as if the house wanted to examine him. Aaron didn't wait. He ran, but the floor beneath him rippled as he moved, and the eyes followed, tracking every desperate step. The hallway wasn't just watching him. It was memorizing him. Johnson, the room of voices. Johnson landed on a soft but sticky surface. He looked down. Carpet, but not normal carpet. It was hair, human hair, long strands, black, brown, blonde, woven into the floor like a grotesque tapestry. He gagged. Then the voices began. At first they were whispers, but then he recognized them. His mother, his older brother, his coach, his neighbors, hundreds of overlapping voices, all calling his name. "Johnson? Johnson, in here. Help us. Please help us." He turned in circles, shaking. "Stop! Stop! You're not real!" The house responded by amplifying the voices, layering them until they thundered through his skull. Then, hands pushed up from the hair-covered floor. Human hands. Dozens of them, pressing the surface like drowning people reaching for air. Johnson stumbled back as a familiar voice rose above the rest. His mother's voice, crying. "Why did you leave me, Johnson? Why didn't you come home?" He screamed and ran toward the nearest doorway, but the hair on the floor wrapped around his shoes like tendrils, pulling, gripping, trying to drag him down. Williams, the room that knew his fear. Williams woke up surrounded by mirrors, tall mirrors, short mirrors, cracked mirrors, clean mirrors, a maze of reflections, twisted and overlapping infinity. But when he looked for his own reflection, it wasn't there. Instead, each mirror showed him dying. In one, something grabbed him from the ceiling. In another, his body was dragged across the floor. In another, he was screaming at something behind him he couldn't see. Every mirror showed a different version of his death, except one. One mirror was foggy, as if something had breathed on it from the inside. He approached slowly. A handprint appeared on the glass, then another, until dozens covered the mirror, pressing, scraping, dragging down as if bodies behind it were trying to claw their way out. Williams backed up, but the mirror stepped forward, growing taller, wider, leaning toward him like a living shadow. A deep voice vibrated through the room. "I know how you end." Anderson, the one the house wanted most. Anderson woke in a circular chamber. The air was cold, unnaturally cold. There was only one thing in the room, a single chair, old, wooden, carved with symbols that hurt to look at. And on the chair was the soccer ball, the same ball that had started all of this. Anderson reached for it, but a hand landed on his shoulder. Not a boy's hand, not a human hand. Cold, too long, too sharp. A voice whispered behind him, a voice that sounded like something learning how to speak for the first time. "You brought them to me." Anderson froze, because something was breathing behind his ear, slow, hungry. "You will stay longest." If you want to know what the creature wants with Anderson, what the mirrors are showing Williams, why the house mimics voices, and whether any of the boys will escape, then make sure you like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss Chapter 4. And if you're ready to go deeper, comment, continue the story. The house isn't done with them yet.